not only did Arman Tsarukyan shoot his shot at Michael Chandler, but he fired them as well. I mean, that tweet with that call out against Chandler, this is what he had to say. So he's like, hey, at Mike Chandler MMA, if you think the fight with Conor is still happening, you are as dumb as your fight IQ. Damn, shots fired. Shots fired, man. Arman Tsarukyan paged Iron Michael Chandler. And I mean, I like what Arman's doing here. I mean, he's looking for a big fight. He's been denied of one for a while. I mean, he went down the rankings after losing to Gamrot, took on Demir, was supposed to fight Moicano, and then took on unranked Joaquin Silva, who didn't deserve the fight with Arman. Arman deserves better. This fight definitely always made sense. Like, Arman's looking for a big fight and the biggest opportunity possible, and Mike does make sense rankings-wise, but it's not happening, though, realistically. Like, I get what's going on with Conor, with the USADA testing pool and the R-word troubles that he's in right now, the legal issues that he's in. The fight might not happen this year, but I feel like Chandler's the kind of guy who is just going to wait this whole situation out, and he's just going to wait for Conor as long as he can to get that red panty night, to get that big fight. Like, I can't see Chandler going from being supposed to fight Conor to then taking an absolute downgrade of a fight against Arman. Not to disrespect Tsarukyan, he's a stud, and it's a dangerous fight for Michael Chandler, but it's like, if I'm Mike, I'd rather fight the icon, the moneymaker, the money fight that is Conor, as opposed to going backwards, taking on a young lion, a young killer, like Arman Tsarukyan. Like, high risk for Chandler, no reward. Like, Chandler's only here to take big fights, the biggest and best fights possible. And unfortunately, that doesn't really include Arman. And that's just kind of how the lightweight division is, man. Like, no one in the top 5, apart from Beneil and Oliveira, they will not fight anyone but each other. You know, Dustin, Chandler, they will not fight anyone unless it's a rematch with Charles or rematch amongst each other or a title shot at Islam. They'll not go backwards, or if it's a fight with Conor McGregor. So, yeah, I don't know, Arman. I mean, good luck getting a fight with Chandler. I don't see it happening. The only viable option really is Beneil Dariush, but he doesn't want to wait till December. But just wait. Timeline-wise, it makes sense. Enough time for Beneil to recover. You don't have to fight him in October in Abu Dhabi. You didn't fight in Abu Dhabi last year. You fought in December in the Apex in 2022. I don't know if you'd fight him in the Apex in 2023 December. The UFC might not be using that by then, but it doesn't matter. Just take the Beneil fight. It makes sense. I don't think Chandler's going to accept this call out. He didn't once. I don't think he'll do it now. Yeah, I mean, if this fight were to happen, it's a pretty dangerous fight for Arman Tsarukyan, not gonna lie, because even though Chandler has a pretty negative UFC record, stylistically, it's a dangerous fight for Arman. Chandler has a wrestling background. The wrestling would cancel each other out, and Chandler's got good striking, he's explosive, and he's got mad power on the feet. And last night, we did see Tsarukyan get rocked by Joaquin Silva, and I feel like if he gets rocked by Chandler, it's not going to be as simple as, oh, just take him down to recover like Joaquin Silva. Chandler's going to stuff that takedown, and he's going to get in Arman's face, and he's going to keep cracking him until he gets a finish. I'm not saying for sure Chandler wins, but it's a high probability that he does win. Arman's best hope is if he can just wear Chandler down. If he can gas Chandler out, yeah, he might be able to win. But I just can't see him straight up out wrestling Chandler and just dominating him like that. Realistically, stylistically, that just doesn't happen if these two do fight. But I mean, if Arman were to get this fight with Chandler and go out there and win, then he is undoubtedly deserving of a title shot. Same thing if he goes out there and fights Beneil and wins. I think he should get a title shot potentially. But yeah, I think the only realistic option for him right now that would happen, the only guy who would fight him, is Beneil. But if not, I'd say maybe shoot for a rematch with Mateusz Gamrot, right that wrong. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens from there. But yeah, Chandler's not going to take this fight, man. He's 100% going to wait for Mystic Mac Or if he's not going to fight Conor, I feel like he's going to try to get another big fight, like the winner of Poirier, Gaethje 2, or a rematch with Charles. Those are the only alts he'd go for if Conor is off the table. So if I'm Arman Tsarukyan, I'm letting go of this fantasy that a guy like Chandler or someone of his status would ever accept the fight with me. That is if I'm Tsarukyan. And I'm just going to focus on the options that make sense, like a Gamrot rematch or Beneil. Or here's another matchup. Number 7, Rafael Fiziev. I think he'd be down to take that fight with you, Arman. I think that, if not Beneil or Gamrot, fight Fiziev. That's another good-ass fight that could happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.